Halo fans wouldn't be able to make a show profitable. It had to be appealing to people who don't even know the lore and have never played the game, so that's probably why they didn't follow the lore closely. Unfortunate for the fans, but it makes sense. I still think it was sick to see the fight scenes, and I also think it was interesting to not know everything that was about to happen. Now that was a comment that was left under a video on TikTok about the Halo show, and why it was bad, and why it just wasn't what it should have been. And a lot of the points that this guy makes in his comment I've seen so many times regurgitated over and over again about how, Halo just isn't profitable enough anymore to make a true adaptation for blah blah blah, just all this stuff. But the fight scenes were cool, even though the show was fucking awful, the fight scenes were cool. Now if he just stopped there and, didn't say anything else, would have been fine. It would have just been another guy just saying stuff that he's heard over and over again from these people who love to kiss the boots of 343 and Microsoft. But that's not the case, because I decided to leave a reply saying, they could have just made an adaptation of the book The Flood, which is already an adaptation of Halo Combat Evolved, just with a lot more stuff thrown in. But next comes possibly the worst take I have ever seen when it comes to anything Halo related. Nah, there's not a lot of people playing Halo. The Halo fans would not have been enough to keep a show going. As much as that would have been great for us, the end goal is to make money, and they had to try and make it appealing to more people. Now, of course, I'm being facetious. That isn't the worst Halo take I've ever seen. It's not like calling Halo 5 a good game. But it is still very, very dog shit of a take. It was so bad I couldn't even bring myself to reply, because sometimes you can't fight stupid. Now, as much as Halo fans love to pretend, Halo isn't niche. It never has been, except for maybe when the first game came out. It's been popular. Of course, it's dropped off in popularity. People don't play the games as much anymore because of some awful decisions from higher ups. But Halo is not niche. Just because Halo isn't as popular as it was back then, as it is now, doesn't mean people have forgotten about it. Sure, people don't play the games as much, but like I said, that's the fault of the CEOs. Alright? My grandmother knew about Halo 2 back when it was coming out in 2004. She knew about Halo 3 when it was coming out in 2007. Have you seen the marketing that they were doing for Halo 3? There's a great video by Default Cheesecake, which I'm going to link in the description. Halo 3's marketing was something insane. People aren't forgetting about these games, alright? Sure, like I said, they may not be as popular as they once were, but people aren't forgetting, alright? The show broke records. It beat out the most watched ever series on Paramount Plus, which was 4.9 million viewers. Alright, so it could, for all we know, it could have gotten 5 million viewers. But it still broke that record. You know why? Because it's Halo. Alright? Everyone knows Halo. Alright? You go down to some random person on the street wearing a Master Chief shirt, and you say, "Who's this?" And they'll say, "Oh, that's that guy from Halo." They might not know his name, but they know Halo, because it was just that popular back in the day. Also, you know what had just come out before, a few months before the Halo show? Halo Infinite! You want to know how many people were playing Halo Infinite when that game came out? 20 million! That's not a small fucking chunk, alright? You want to know the population of Australia in 2021? 25 million! That is... You do realise that is almost all of Australia's population playing one game on release. And I know Halo Infinite's popularity dropped, alright? I know Halo Infinite's popularity dropped right the fuck off. But this whole thing that this guy is saying about Halo not being popular at the time of the show's release is complete bullshit, because one of the biggest releases of the entire series came out only a few months before. I don't know what crack this guy was smoking when he commented this, but I want some because it's obviously good. Take a few deep breaths here because my brain is melting out of my nose and out of my ears from the pure just ignorance that's coming out of this whole interaction that I had with this bum on TikTok. I don't even know why I have TikTok. It's obviously just a cesspit. It's as bad as Twitter. Okay. The point that I'm trying to make, for the 5th time, DaVinci Resolve has this stupid feature where if you go into the bin, like if your mouse hovers into the bin and then you stop the voiceover that you're recording, it'll just delete the voiceover from the timeline. So this is the 5th time I'm doing this because I keep accidentally going into the bin. The point I'm trying to make is that Halo will not be forgotten. Alright, even if it was not popular, as this guy is trying to say, at the time of the show's release, it still would have garnered views because people haven't forgotten about Halo. People didn't forget about Halo. People will not forget about Halo for 500 years. Alright? 1,000 years of Halo, as Rick and Morty would say. Alright? Halo won't be forgotten. Okay? That's what I'm saying. Okay, so if you liked the video, you should subscribe and you should comment. If you didn't like the video, you should comment anyway. And you know who you are. This guy who commented, I can't even remember your name, and I'm not stopping this voiceover to go and pull up the thing, your name. Comment! I want you to comment! Comment! Alright. Okay.
Bye-bye. And I'll see you in the next one. Have a good day.